Hey y'all, it's No Cap Sunday on Sunday. See, I'm doing better. So today we had our 15th church anniversary. Of course, we couldn't do it big, but we celebrated and remembered 15 years of service as Living Water Baptist Church, and it was really nice. Simple. We didn't change anything up. We didn't have any type of 3 o'clock service or anything like that. The normal coronavirus restrictions that we've been having is what we did today. Had regular 11 o'clock service, and then that's pretty much it. But I really enjoyed the sermon today, and the pastor, touching on some things. Usually when people do anniversary sermons, they can be kind of, I don't know, just kind of reminiscent, kind of. But he really did good tying it all in together. So, one of the things that really stuck out for me and that we concentrated on was, and it connected with our church, when my dad first entered into our building that we're in, that we have service in. It basically was full of homeless people, drug addicts. It was a mess. Okay. I was not one of the founding members of the church. I know people were like, what? I initially did not go there. So I didn't go through the whole, initial process. But when he went in, he, talking about how he was like, ooh, I was a little nervous. And so he tied it in with the sermon in a way where he's talking about how God will give you, the way I took it, okay? God will give you a vision and will tell you things that are going to happen or that he's going to do. And often, we have to work through some challenges, within ourselves, because at first he said, when he went in, he was a little nervous. And, not because he didn't trust God, but because it's like, okay, we got drugs, addicts in here. We got homeless people in here. They're using buckets for their relief area, type thing. And even before he went into the building, there was someone saying, you may not want to go in there. There's no telling what's going to be going on in there. But he did anyway. He stepped out on faith and trusted that God would do whatever it is that he had promised that he would do. And he was where he was supposed to be through what God had told him where he was supposed to be. And it brought up a very good point to me, how a lot of times we have things that God promises us, or we have dreams, or we have things that we're going to do in life, that we have people that are, he talked about naysayers, someone that doesn't have the same positive outlook about your, growth, or that thing that's going to manifest in your life, and how you have to go past that. And I've talked about that in different ways. But, this was saying, this sermon was specifically saying, hey, God promises you something, even if it's outlandish, because in actuality, our church and some of the things that have happened over the years with just us few people is outlandish, and that's how God works. He works in an outlandish type of way where you have to say, okay, this had to be God. When you only have a steady, maybe 15 people, and you're able to buy land, you're able to make renovations, you're able to do all these different things with just those 15, that is an amazing thing, because some of it was given, through God's will. And that's the way he works in our lives as well. A lot of times, things happen and you have no idea how that manifested, how that worked out, and you can't give any credit anywhere but to God, because it was nothing that you did yourself. And I challenge anyone that can say, that they don't have at least one thing that they're like, I don't know how that happened. It had to absolutely be God. Now, people like to say something told me, or, that sort of thing. But it really is, how God works. And we have to work past discouragement. We have to work past our own doubt or hesitance. Okay? There have been times when God will tell me, okay, Sharonda, this is what's going to happen. This is what you're going to do. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Even when it came to my spiritual gifts, when I first really started growing, and God was like, hey, this is what I want you to do. And I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And I didn't trust it. Okay. But as I grew more, and some sleepless nights where God's like, you're going to do this thing. This is what I want you to do. And I went forward, and I was amazed by what God has done, even through my life. It's not always financial. It's not always about material things. It could just be your sanity. You know what I mean? Your outlook in life. A lot of things you can say that had to be God that did that. And that is the amazing thing about God. He'll do things that you have no idea how they got done. Even a change in your life. I, even say, like, when I look at my friends and especially the ones that I've known forever, and I know so many things that we have done in life, you know what I'm saying? Been through in life, dangerous situations, crazy situations. And to look at us now as adults that are mature and actually, living life in a mature way. Nobody's dead. Everybody's, responsible adults. We have children that, we raise, and it's like, oh, wow, that had to be God, because we were crazy. Okay, we did some crazy stuff. And so the sermon to me really focused on how to trust God and not let other people. That is a big thing. I call them dream killers. People that no matter what, they always have a negative, response. While I was single, at one point I was like, okay, I am going to practice celibacy. Oh my God. I got so much flack from that. It's like, well, good luck with that. Or, there wasn't an encouraging thing going on there. And it was like, they didn't believe I could do it for any period of time. I had a set period of time. And I was like, oh, I can, do this, And that's just one of the things in life where it's like somebody's like, you ain't gonna do that, And I know that we all have those people. But you know what? I think that even they are there for a reason, because I've always been the type of person that's like, oh, you're not gonna tell me what I can't do or what can't be done. If God said it and this is his will, most of the time it could be something that I want, and God's like, you're gonna get it. But it's even better. It's even better. I imagine that in this 15 years, we have exceeded what we thought we would, would ever, exceed at this location. Probably went in, it's like, we just want to get it to where we can worship here. Well, we can worship there. We own property, you know what I'm saying? We have a good relationship with the community, and all of that. And we have done it with just a few, and God's blessing over what we're doing because we seek him first. And if we do that in our personal lives, you guys, it would be amazing. Even me, if I could focus all the time just on God's will and what he would have us to do, I'm telling you, it's limitless. Okay? So don't let people put limits on what God can do in your life and how he can bless you. That is my No Cap Sunday recap. I hope you guys are having a good week. Make sure that you follow Shay Cherie on YouTube and that you follow Shay Cherie on Instagram and on Facebook, Memoirs of Imperfect Christian. You guys have a great afternoon.